Hello fellow colorists, welcome back to the channel, J.I. Colorist. My name is Jody and I'm super happy to be continuing the Zodiac Animals for 2024, where I am coloring a different zodiac animal every month. This month is Gemini, and when I looked back in my video plans for the year, I originally had June Gemini and I had the word fox written beside it. Then did a little bit more research before starting, and I couldn't find anywhere on the internet that said that Gemini or June was a fox. So I just kept running into Gemini and twins, and so I did a little bit more searching, and I found that in the Celtic zodiac, the Gemini or June is a seahorse. And so I found a page in the book Mystic Animals by Stratten Peterson, and it had a picture of a seahorse, but it also had them as twins, so two seahorses. So I thought that that was a pretty good compromise. So I don't know where the fox came from. If I ever do find it, I'll figure that out. But we are going to go ahead today and color this page, which is two seahorses. And I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit and not color these super realistic. I am actually going to try and have some fun with color, and I'm going to use Inktense, and I'm going to try and make one fairly bright. And yeah, so let's see what happens. I may go ahead and put some music on and let this play out, and then I will come in and do a voiceover. So if that sounds good to you, then let's get cracking. And I have the 100 set of Inktense. I keep them in this zippered case. So we've got them all here. I do have them in color family order by Color with Claire, so I will be bringing that out. I will try and let you know which pencils I'm using, and I will put up on screen some images of where I'm kind of going with for color inspiration, and these are just pictures off the internet. I am going to activate this probably mostly with a either an Equaline colorless blender or a Tombow blender. I have that as well, so that's how I'm going to activate it. And yeah, this is non-treated paper, so I didn't go ahead and treat it with any Daniel Smith watercolor ground. I've just left it as is. So we are going to see how this paper holds up, which is why I'm not planning on using a great deal of water with it. All right, let's get started. Okay, I opened up my Inktense case, and my pencils are actually sorted in numeric order, so that I can quickly put them back properly. This is the Inktense 100 pencil color family chart, and it is by Color with Claire. So I will link her channel below, and you can find these in her Ko-fi shop. And yeah, so I put them in numeric order in my book, but I have them swatched out in family order, so sometimes it does take me a little bit to find the pictures, but I'm going to show you now on screen the first inspiration image I'm going to go for, and I will swatch out on the paper here a little piece of paper, and then I will write down the color numbers for us. Okay, let me pick out some colors. Okay, I've selected 4 colors to start off with. So this is Amethyst 0735, and then we've got Deep Violet 0760, Iris Blue 0900, and Baked Earth 1800. So I'm going to start off with these colors, and I want these colors to match, kind of be the inspiration for the picture that you see on screen. Okay. So we're going to start by placing these 4 colors, and I will do this seahorse here. So I'm going to move the camera over a little bit so you can see that. And I will turn some music on, and let's put down some pigment. I'm also going to bring in the white. I'm going to color directly onto the paper to start with and see how that goes. Let's activate. While you watch me activate, I will read to you the commentary about the seahorse from the actual coloring book. It says, "The seahorse. Even a glimpse of a seahorse is magical and mesmerizing. It features in ancient stories and legends, including pulling the chariot of the Roman god Neptune. Using its tail to latch onto sea plants or onto the tail of its mate, the seahorse remains anchored when currents are strong. It is a symbol of strongly built foundations and resilience when the tide turns. Those who feel an affinity with the seahorse may be highly empathetic, with the ability to build trusting relationships. I think that looks good for first coat. We will have to wait for that to dry, but yeah, I will go ahead and start placing down some colors and see how that that goes. I'm going to use the white pencil. It's kind of hard to see the white, isn't it? For the rest of the video, I will intersperse some facts and trivia about the seahorse, and at the video description you will find links to all of the information that I'm reciting. For starters, I'm going to start with 10 interesting facts about seahorses from the website girlsthatscuba.com, and we will start with number 1, that seahorses are actually a type of fish. So hippocampus is the Latin name for seahorse, and it translates to something along the lines of horse animal. But despite the confusing name, seahorses are actually a type of fish. Like most bony fish, seahorses have a swim bladder, which is a balloon-like organ that helps them to float, a little like a life preserver. They also use gills to breathe, yet their body shape, snout, and tail, combined with the small spines coming off their bodies, give them more of a dragon-like appearance. In fact, seahorses and sea dragons are distant relatives, and they are both part of the fish family along with pipefish. That's trivia number 1. Our next trivia is about the size of a seahorse, and it's quite surprising. The smallest seahorse is a pygmy seahorse, and it is just 14 millimeters long, which is about 0.55 of an inch. However, the largest seahorse is a big-bellied seahorse, and it's one of the largest species, and it can grow up to 35 centimeters, which is 13.78 inches, so a little over a ruler. You can understand with the size variance why it would be hard to find the seahorse if you're not looking closely. Off to the side, I am cleaning off my tip just so you see what I'm doing. I'll move this over so you can see the colors a bit more. Facts number 3 are about the seahorse's reproductive cycle. The seahorse's reproductive cycle is a fascinating process and involves an enchanting underwater performance. Courting pairs will twirl, shimmer, and even entwine their tails in what is often referred to as an underwater dance recital. Once the bond is formed, the reproductive cycle begins. The interesting fact, though, is once that the females have produced eggs, it's the male that has to carry them. The female seahorse injects their eggs into the males, which have a pouch on their stomach where they will carry the eggs until birth. And this can take from anywhere from 10 to 42 days, depending on the seahorse species. The happy couple will perform this dancing ritual every morning throughout this period. So that's pretty interesting. On screen, I am activating the white with the Equaline blender, which is a water-based blender. So instead of the Tombow, the Equaline is just a little bit more juicy. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And I've activated the white as well, and then we will no doubt need to do a second coat, but I think it's a good start. Okay. While this side is drying, I'm going to go ahead and do some work on the face, so I've got the amethyst, which is my light pink. And I'm also going to bring in the earth, baked earth. A few more facts about seahorse relationships. Number 4. Maybe it's because it's hard to find true love when you're the size of a pine cone and being swept around the ocean, or maybe it's because seahorses are suckers for romance. Either way, seahorses like a long-term relationship. Seahorse mates will stay together for an entire breeding season, and some species will stay together for multiple seasons and several years. In fact, some seahorses get so worried about losing their partners in a rogue current that they hold on to each other's tail, which is probably what my 2 seahorses are doing in the picture that I am coloring. And I kind of like that analogy. Okay. Definitely colors I am not normally using, and doing something totally interesting. So yeah, having fun with this. I think that we will have quite the interesting seahorse done here by the time we get done. Just adding some baked earth to the tail area. While we work on the tail, let's talk about how the seahorses actually swim. They are actually extremely slow swimmers, and you would think that they would be strong. However, the problem is that they largely have bulky bodies and they have unusual fin arrangement. Unlike most fish, seahorses rely on just one small dorsal fin on their back for propulsion and tiny pectoral fins at the side of their heads for steering. So we're just transitioning from blue to the purple. Because they are poor swimmers, they have had to develop other ways to move themselves from point A to B. And it's all in their tail. By wrapping their tails around bits of passing debris or even certain animals, seahorses are able to catch free rides to all their favorite feeding, mating, and hiding spots, as long as the current is going in the right direction. This is our seahorse that has got first coat everywhere, and we will let this fully dry. It has not bled through the paper, which is awesome, but I will go pick out some colors and I will get going on this seahorse next. Well, let me find another inspiration picture and I'll put it on screen. Okay, for the second one, I am going to want to do, I think, some brighter colors. Well, I mean, these are bright colors, but I mean, on screen you'll see it's a kind of a red and coral. So I'm not seeing really coral here though, but I do see a lot of different reds that I could probably tone down. So let me pull out some oranges and some reds that I think will go together well, and we'll give them a quick swatch. Okay, I think I've pulled out three colors that will work. I've got mid vermilion, which is 0310. I've got paprika, which is 0317. And then I have pink flamingo, which is 0405. So I think actually these are all some of the new colors in the 100 set. So didn't really mean to pick just new colors, but it looks like that's how it's working out. So those are the colors I'm going to use, and if I need to also use baked earth, I will bring that in as well. So let's map some colors out. I'll again put the colors right here. Actually, maybe I'll move it over a little bit so you can see them. I think this time the darker colors, instead of being on the back side, like they are on kind of here, I'm going to do the darker colors here and some lighter on the edge. So the lightest color is the pink flamingo, so I'll put that at the back here. And instead of having white for the skeleton, maybe we'll do the baked earth. Okay, and then the next color is the paprika. So about half of this. And then the darkest color is our mid vermilion, and we'll go all the way to the front. So that's how I'll do that. I'll be back when this part is done. When I've got some pigment down on the whole thing, I'll come back when we start to activate it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and activate this pigment before I do the head, because I kind of want to see how these colors are going together. So I'm going to start with the pink flamingo. And I actually put down 2 layers of it just to make sure it was enough pigment to move around a little bit. Okay, I'll finish off the pink flamingo and I'll bring you back when I do the rest. So this is the mid vermilion on this end here, and then in the center is the paprika. So I'm just kind of activating each one separately, and then I'll blend them together. I want there to be a distinction between the colors. So I'll start on this end and then blend towards the darker color. Okay, that is how that is looking, and we will do some of the face. I'm going to take our darkest color, the mid, actually that's, yeah, the mid vermilion. And then we've got the paprika. Blend that in a little bit. And then our pink flamingo. Trivia number 6, seahorses don't have stomachs, but they have big appetites. Surprisingly, seahorses can snap up prey in milliseconds, and they eat tiny crustaceans. They do this by using their neck tendons, combined with an upward thrusting moment to get their snouts close to their prey in an instant. And this is essential for the seahorse's survival. Seahorses lack teeth, so they inhale their food through their snout. It then passes through their digestive system so quickly that seahorses have to eat almost constantly to satisfy their appetites. On average, an adult feeds 30 to 50 times a day, and baby seahorses can eat 3,000 pieces of food in one day. Wow. Okay, we've got the fin left here, and we're going to do most of it in the mid vermilion. I'll layer a bit of the paprika on top, and then the edge will be the pink flamingo. Still thinking about what I should do for the, not sure if I should do brown or maybe a, like a, I could do watercolor, like a glittery watercolor or something, some kind of metallic, or a metallic gel pen. And this here, I could do a white, I believe I have some white glitter paint. I also have the Winsor Newton Iridescent Medium right here, and that might kind of look cool over top of the white. areas, because the white is just kind of looks a little drab. So yeah, let me find some paints, and while this is totally drying, and then we will come in with a second coat on quite a bit of these, because the color is still quite light, and I want these really to be a rich color. So I could either do pencil on top, but I think I'd like to stick with the Inktense and just do another layer of them. Okay, let me go see if I have some watercolors that would look great. Okay, I went through some of my watercolors, and part of my goal this year is to bring out supplies that I have not used in quite some time. So keeping with that in mind, I have the Viviva watercolor set on the cork palette. These are the 15 metallic colors, and so I thought that it would be kind of cool to use some of these. So I've got silver I thought would look pretty cool on this one, and then I do have an orange sapphire that would probably look quite good. I also have rust, so if I wanted it to be a little bit darker, I could do the rust, which is kind of a little bit like a bronze. So here's the cork palette, and other than swatching them, I don't think I've ever used these, so let's give them a try. Or if I have, I've only used them once. So I will put them on a palette. I'm going to spray them, and I'm going to use my Meeden Maple Leaf palette, and I've got a tiny paintbrush. So this is an Artist Loft, so just a Michael's brand, and it's a 3/0, so it's quite tiny, which will be good because these are small areas. So let me do some painting. I'm going to first try the peach color and see how I like that. I think that might be good. We'll see how shiny it is after it dries, but yeah, I'm gonna go get, just got a spray bottle here with me right now, so I think I'm gonna go get an actual small cup of water, and yeah, that's quite nice. Okay, that's the plan. That's what I'll do for that. After I get this painted, I will come back and we'll do a little bit of painting on here, and then I will see how much, once the paint is on, I'll know how much more Inktense I kind of need. All right. I am liking this coral color, so I think that's going to add the coral, kind of what I was looking for. So glad that I brought these out. I'm working right off of the paint pan itself, so that I can get a fairly concentrated, just picking up a bit of water on my brush and then dipping into the paint palette. And that's keeping it fairly concentrated. Okay. I think you'll see a little bit of shine there when it's all done. I'll finish off the orange and I'll be back. Okay, after doing the coral of metallic on this one, I can clearly see where I've missed putting in some of the Inktense. So that is going to be easy to come in and fill that in. I will definitely need another coat, but I think that kind of looks cool. I do plan on having a darker background so that the two seahorses really pop off the page. But yeah, I think that this adding that little bit of shine with the watercolors is what I want. So I am going to go ahead on this side and I'm going to do the silver. I think that that'll look pretty cool, and it'll also keep it light, which is what I want. Okay, let me wet the silver one. They reactivate quite quickly, so that part is good. Okay, just go over this white area here with silver, and then I'll be a little bit more strategic and go on the spiny bits. Wherever I put the white Inktense previous is where I'm gonna now put the silver. I hope you're enjoying the trivia. Really light wash in the end here. Trivia or fact number 7, seahorses are masters of disguise. So seahorses are good at sneaking up on their prey because of their impressive camouflage. To help them blend into the background, seahorses can change their color to match their surroundings. They can also grow small protrusions on their body to help them hide in place. Okay, I'll keep working on this. Okay, bring you back for a quick look at this, how this is looking before I do another level or second layer of Inktense on it. So we've got the watercolor reflective. I do like the silver. I think that looks great. And then the coral is on the second one. So we will continue to work on this. I'm going to let this dry for a couple hours. I'm going to go have supper and I'll be back to do more a bit later. All right, it'll only be a short break for you, but a little bit longer for me. See you soon. Okay, now that everything has had a chance to dry, I'm going to deepen up the colors, and I'm starting with the iris blue, and I'm just going right over top, and I'm blending in, and I'm getting right into all of the spots where I may have missed some color before, and then when I activate it next, I will make sure that everything is covered. But yeah, now's the time to deepen up all the colors. I could leave it without activating it and it would just be dark from the dry pencil, but I do want to try activating it first and see how that works. But yeah, definitely want to get my blue values in there and get rid of any white of the paper that is left behind. And then I'm going to bring in the amethyst, which is my lightest pink, and I'm going to blend into the blue so that deepens up. Because this is still already quite deep, but I want the pink to kind of pop a little bit more. I'm okay with being lighter around the eye area. And the purple is deep enough, so I'm just going to bring the amethyst and go over top of that whole area. Making sure that I'm into all the little nooks and crannies. Okay. Gonna go ahead and activate. And I'm still using the Tombow water-based blender to do it. And I'm gonna stick with the activating just one color so that I'm not polluting that color. Now I'll go and activate the blue. Don't want to get rid of all of the pink. I just want to blend it in a little bit. I'm just cleaning off my tip a little bit in between so that I'm not getting too much of the blue into the pink. Okay. I think I'm going to, instead of, I was using the baked earth, I think I might go and pull up a bit of a brighter color than the baked earth. Let me take a look. Like, I'm thinking maybe the sienna gold might be, or the Sicilian yellow. Mango is also nice. Okay, let's try and find the Sicilian yellow. Okay, let's add the Sicilian yellow to our swatch chart so that we have it. Okay, so I think that over top of, I'm just going to try it down here and see how I like that, to see if it kind of brightens that up a bit. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I'll bring it in just at the base of the tail here, so it kind of blends into the baked earth a bit. Just kind of felt like this needed a little bit brighter. And now's the time to do it on the second coat. So I think once we have the background done as well, I think that it will look kind of cool. So let me take a bit of the amethyst and work it into this tail area a little bit. In fact, I might, when I want to use the just off of the, I'm going to have to use water because so I've got the silver on here, so I'm just trying to mix it in a little bit to the color. And I want some of that blue in there too. So that the blue doesn't get lost on the tail. Nice, like that. Okay, I'm gonna put a titch blue in there. I think that that's looking fairly good. I haven't decided what to do with his eye. I'm thinking definitely some glossy accents on it, and I might just do a cream. So see if I have a cream. Don't really see a cream on here, so I have a light peach. I think I'm gonna, and this is a Steadtler pigment brush pen, and I'm gonna use that for the eye. And then I'm going to cover the eye with Glossy Accent once this dries, so that there's some color on the eye, but it's not like anything shocking. Let me pull out the colors for this, and we've got some repair work to do. Pink Flamingo is our lightest. Fill in some of this that has a little bit of spottiness. Trivia number 8. There are more than 50 different species of seahorses, and these are difficult to identify because of the changing of color and shape, that sometimes scientists have a tough time identifying them. Okay, that is the flamingo, and the other color that we are doing, we've got mid vermilion and paprika. So I think I'm going to work on the darkest color, and that is the mid vermilion. In fact, I might have to find something a bit darker than the mid vermilion, bringing in a little bit of this oxide red here. We'll add one more color to our swatch chart. This is the red oxide 1910, and I'm going to bring that in because it's just a little bit darker than the mid vermilion, and I want this area here to be darker. So since this is our second coat, I'm going to come in with a darker and make sure that I'm getting all of the white. I just want this area to be darker along here, and then we will go back to the mid vermilion. For the rest of it. Just make sure I'm and we can even come right up into and mix these two colors together. Trivia number 9. Seahorses are found on every continent except Antarctica. The central Indo-Pacific region is home to the greatest number of seahorse species, but you can find seahorses in the waters of an impressive 130 countries across 6 continents. So I'm starting at the lighter end and working my way down to the darker. Yeah, I think that deepens up the color quite a bit, and that's quite nice. I like that. And that'll go good with the coral metallic watercolor in there. I will finish off this area down here. So that is where I'm going to leave you for this today. Just a reminder that we used 2 colors from the Viviva watercolor set, the metallic set. We used silver and orange sapphire. These are the Inktense pencils that I used. You can take a screenshot if you like. And I hope you had a fun time. These are going to be a completed page at the end of the month, so look for this at the end of June's completed pages, and you will see how the background turned out. I haven't quite got all the colors pictured in my mind yet, and I want to take my time to do a really good job. So thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me today. I appreciate you tuning into this monthly series of Zodiac Animals, and I will see you next month for a new animal. Until then, I hope you're having a colorful and creative day, and I will see you in the future video. Take care. Bye-bye. Surprise! I don't often get finished the page totally done in time to insert more than just a picture of the final completed page. But this time I thought I would take a video of it as well, because it does show better off on the dual hybrid metallic gel pen that I added. So this is our completed page. Let me just zoom you out a little bit. Ended up using some Steadtler pigment pens, so that's these things. I also used Neo Color 2s for the background, and some Pitt Artist pens, and then I used dual hybrid metallic. It's actually green and silver along here, and then blue and silver, but because it's the dual, the green and the blue ended up looking virtually the same. But this is my completed page. Really happy with how it turned out. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with these little motifs in the corner, but I ended up using Pitt Artist pens, the dual hybrid metallic, and then a bronze Uniball Signo. I didn't want to introduce gold at this point, but the bronze really went with the color scheme there. And otherwise I've used some silver Signo. I have the eyes big and glossy because that's what seahorse eyes look like. So I used some raised glossy accents on those. It looks quite cool. Really happy with how the page turned out overall. Yeah, so I did need 2 coats of the Neo Color 2. The little bubbles here are all with the Uniball Silver, and I tried to keep a fairly limited color palette, but I did want to add a bit of color here and there. So yeah, I hope you like the page. I hope that seeing the seahorses done before the background, I thought it didn't wanted you to see the completed page, just to get the full image. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. That is the end of the video for sure, and take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.